Alright, time to begin my project. These top two steps don't have a whole lot of fix-all on them because these were new steps that I put in, but I still floated them out. I still ended up floating them out. Let's take a look at this one here. Look at that. I'm not gonna get that other tool out until I need it. I wanna see how well my other stuff works first for lots of this. Maybe you don't have one of those tools. What was that tool I was talking about? This little bugger right here. And this one happens to be from Rigid. It's called the Job Max. One of those oscillating tools. See, it's going to work really good, I think, especially for areas that I'm having a little difficult time with, you know. Remember, it had a wider bit on there, but we'll get into using that after a while. And if you don't have one, you might want to buy one, because you'll find all kinds of stuff you can use it for your different projects. I've just never really used one before, so I always decided to do something different on how to get my stuff off. I'm thinking maybe this paint just didn't stick because it wasn't, the primer apparently wasn't sticking to the fix-all, which then meant the paint was only sticking to the primer, and if the primer started lifting, the paint would start lifting. That's all I can think of what happened, because it was exterior paint that I used, but I just wasn't painting directly onto the wood, because the previous homeowners, they had paint on these stairs and it looked halfway decent. So that's why see, I'll just keep going like that before I get into that, having to use that tool. My wife, Mommy wanted me to do this ever since it's happened, and I said it needs to be warm outside. I need to do it when it's warm, and now we're getting into the summer. I'm hoping it doesn't stop me from continuing on my project here because I get too hot or something. You just have to kind of work it out. If it's too hot, like these stairs are on the back side of the house, and right now I got a little shade, so in the morning I could start earlier, then take a break when the direct sun's here, and then after the sun goes over the house, then it gets shady back here. So then in the afternoon I can come back here and keep working on it, right? Take a little break in the afternoon, let's say, then come back to it and work until mid-evening or until the sun goes down. Let's say most of the time the sun's going to go down after 8 o'clock. Some instances 8:30, 8:45, even 9 o'clock. And I had a 6-inch sheetrock blade that I could use too, but I thought maybe this one will work okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to using that oscillating tool, I think. Let's see, remember I got a, here's my flat bar, just like a little crowbar, and if I had a grinder, I could have sharpened that. Now see, there's not much layer of fix-all on these first 2 steps, because when I reinstalled them, I tried to kick them out at a slight angle to where I raised up the back just a hair, because this is a long area for water to set on to flow down this way. You don't want it necessarily level. You want this back end up a little bit higher than the front end. And in the case of all these stairs, whoever installed them when they cut the stair stringers, they must not have been paying attention much, because all of these were going downhill from the front to the back, going downhill. So when any water hit on here, where did it go? It didn't go over the top, down to the next step, down to the next step, down to the next step. It hit here, it would go back. There was a crack back here. Water would just seep down through the crack, come down here, seep down over by the edge where the stucco was. There was a big crack there, and got down there, and oh, you should have seen underneath these stairs. It'd make you about want to barf. And if you haven't watched any of those videos that I did, you can watch them. They're under my playlist, dry rot deck repairs, something like that. And I'll have a whole slew of them there. Go to my playlists on my channel. Have you ever looked at somebody's playlists? Do you even know what that is? Well, some people on their YouTube stations have an area on there that they've included lots of different similar videos all in one place. So if you go to their playlists, if you want to see something about toilets, let's say, I've got a whole playlist that's got all the different videos that I've ever posted on YouTube, my playlist area, as well as on my regular YouTube channel. And you can do that on anybody's YouTube station if they've added anything to their playlists. And when I first started YouTube, I didn't do any playlists. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if I wanted to do all that. And then once I realized what I could do, I thought, oh man, now do I just do that for all my new videos and add them to a playlist? Or no, you can go to all your back videos, and it takes a little doing, and then you can include them all in your playlist, in your particular playlist that you want, and then you can put the playlist in the chronological order that you want people to see them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's a place on there where you can move all of your different individual videos around on your playlist. That's kind of cool. Okay, so anyways, that's what I've done to my channel. Yeah. See, I got a bit of work to do in front of me, don't I? And it's okay. Little by little, I'll get it. It takes me 3 days, it takes me 3 days, it takes me 4 days, whatever. You know? I'm gonna get it where all of this stuff is off. See, I caulked the back of this on every step so I didn't get the water running down from each step. coming down on here, so that's what I'm kind of having to deal with on each step as it comes. See? So I'll work this a little bit more, but I brought my phone out here for some tunes later when I'm not making video, but I better keep it out of the dust. I got my goggles on. I got my my gloves on, my goggles on, earplugs in. If you don't have any earplugs, use toilet paper. That's what I'm doing. And away you go. Well, that's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos. And maybe when I'm not running the video camera as I'm doing this, I should wear a dust mask, because I'm feeling it all down my throat and all the way down into my lungs. So when you're working, goggles, earplugs, gloves, and if need be, a dust mask. See you next time.